I know that I just uploaded a haul video for you guys, but I did have a few more things that it just got way too dark for them to be shown in the video, so I wanted to run through super fast, show you what I have here. I have some stuff from Ross. I have my order from Sephora that was the gift cards that they send out in December. I have an order from Birchbox right before I canceled. I cashed in all my points. I have my very first Sephora Play box. And I have a few other Octally products, so I'm going to start off with the stuff that I picked up from Ross. I found this Real Techniques brush set, and I found this right after I got the notification that I was approved for the other set from Octoly from that last video. So you can see here, this is what the set looks like, and I've actually already filmed this video once, but it just didn't turn out. There was a glare and the sun was setting and it looked orange. So some of the things I don't have the original boxes, some of them I've already taken them out and swatched them, so just keep that in mind. There are two that are exclusive to the set. This first one, this big mumbo jumbo one here, is the tapered foundation brush, and I don't normally use these for foundation. Sometimes I'll use them for a face mask, but it's nice to have a backup. And then the other one is this little guy right here. This one's kind of cool. This is their angled highlighter brush, and you can add glow to your cheeks or use it for contouring on the nose, the box says. So I think this will actually work out nice for even doing a really precise contour too. So I'm interested to see how this is. I've washed these brushes, but I've only used one of them, and I'll talk about that when I get to it. The brushes that you can find throughout their normal line, this first one is the multitasker brush, and I was actually really excited about this because I thought this would be a great one for either doing some all-over bronzer in the summertime or doing some powder. This one looked pretty cool, and it might even be dense enough to do like a liquid foundation as well. This is their base shadow brush, so you can just use it to put like shadow all over the lid and then kind of flip it so it's angled to the side and just blend out that way. It's really nice. The one that I actually tried out already, I actually used it today for my gel eyeliner, and this is the little mini fine liner brush from them. So I thought it did a nice job. I had a couple issues with it. I think I'm just used to there's different ways that these really fine liner brushes cut. Like you can get really used to ones that are a little bit finer than this, ones that are a little bit thicker, angled ones. So it just kind of depends on how frequently that you use them. I didn't have too many issues with the brush, but I thought it did a fine job. Sometimes you can see e.l.f. products there, and I found this, one of their matte lipsticks. This one is in the shade Tea Rose. I've had this previously. I used it up previously. And in case you didn't know, at the bottom of all of their little matte lipsticks, you can actually pull out the bottom where the colored part is, and it has a little sharpener so you can always keep your lipstick sharp. But these are actually a pretty decent product for being at the drugstore. That is the shade there. Let me give you a quick swatch so you can see how pretty this is. This is a really kind of very pale, kind of purpley, kind of a muted purple sort of tone. So I like this for the fall and winter time. That's it there. I will move on to my order from Birchbox really quick. I had been wanting to cancel Birchbox. I kept forgetting to do it, and then finally I was like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm being charged $10 every month for a subscription that I'm not very happy with anymore since they discontinued their point system and kind of switched that around. I mean, they still give out points, but they don't do it for the reviews. So I have this little order right here. I think this ended up being around $11, like $10 and some change. So I actually did have a code that I could have used for 20% off, but I would have had to buy like $35 worth of stuff, and I just thought that would be ridiculous to add more stuff into my cart to have more, you know, a higher total than I would if I would just cash in my points and buy the thing that I wanted. So I normally pick up my favorite mascara from Birchbox, and I decided to just do that again instead of going with something random. So this is the Laura Mercier Full Blown Volume. Oh gosh, this name is like 10 million miles long. I always mix it up somehow. So this is the Full Blown Volume Supreme Lash Building Mascara, and I just get it in the black shade. I did open this up today. This is a really nice formula for me because it almost feels like a gel formula. I just feel like this gives me a ton of volume. It's buildable. It doesn't get super clumpy. Yeah, if you apply too much of it or if it starts drying out a little bit, it gets a little bit clumpy, but get a lash comb. I love this stuff. This is this my third or fourth tube of this, and I've used up 2 of the mini samples as well. And then I saw that there was a code that you could put in, and if you spend $25, you could get a free little makeup eraser, like a travel size of the makeup eraser. So I've heard a bunch of stuff about this, but I didn't want to go spend 20 bucks on one. I kind of wanted to try it out first. So, and by the way, if this is not the cutest little packaging I think I've ever seen. So I feel like these are just some kind of a polyester, like a polyester blend. This is how big the travel size is. I didn't think that was too bad. You could probably use this once on this side and then maybe flip it over and use it once and then wash it. So it's kind of a drawback that it is a smaller one, but this would be perfect for traveling for like a shorter trip. Do you guys want me to move on to my Sephora order that I use my gift card on? I'll bump over to that real quick. I actually feel like I got a ton of stuff for a pretty reasonable price. So I had to spend $50 to get $20 off since I'm a VIB member. If you're a VIB Rouge, I think you got 25 off of your 50. I haven't, redone my VIB Rouge for this year. I actually made it a point to not renew that. So after doing the 30-day lipstick challenge, I was really made aware of what shades of lip products were in my collection, and I noticed that I didn't have a lot of fall and winter lip colors. I didn't have a ton of like a deeper vampy kind of tone, or I really had my eye on like a berry lip lately. So I mentioned in my last haul video that I picked up the Dior Fluid Stick in the shade Kiss Me. It's a really light kind of neutral pink shade. I've had it before. I've used one up entirely and I just repurchased it. But I was just kind of browsing around on the website because there really wasn't anything that I actually needed. And I saw that Dior had some more, some different shades of their fluid sticks. And so I saw this one. This was the darkest shade that they had available currently. This one is in number 893. There is no way that I can pronounce this, so I'll just add it on. I'll add it on the screen for you. It's actually what I have on my lips right now, and that is a swatch of it there. I thought this just looked absolutely gorgeous, and it's more of like a berry shade. These are kind of like a lipstick lip gloss hybrid. When you put it on, it really does feel like a gloss, but it's like a gel, so it'll stay put. And you do have some transfer, but you still have the lip product on your lips. It's so strange. I really enjoy these. I would like to pick up some more in the future, not anytime soon, maybe during the next VIB sale in November, but this shade is so beautiful. So I really like this. They dry down to like a nice, they don't dry down to a matte, but they do dry down to like a satin finish on the lips. And they do leave a very light stain to the lips as well. So again, this is what's on my lips right now. This is one of the Sephora cream lip stains. I don't have a ton of liquid lipsticks, so I thought I would be fine with getting this. This one's in number 14. I think this was raspberry, oh, it says on here, raspberry sorbet. Oh, blackberry sorbet. I got my berries mixed up. Has one of those doe foot applicators. This one is probably my favorite out of all of the new ones that I've picked up recently. So that is a swatch of blackberry sorbet right there. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It is just slightly streaky with the first application on the lips, but you can, take a little amount and go back over the patchy spots. It's not too patchy. You could just leave it with one coat on the lips and it would be perfectly fine. But if you're a perfectionist and you want to get it just right and perfectly even, go back over it while it's still just a little tacky. Don't let it dry first. It would be my suggestion. Really suggest this one if you're in the mood for like a berry lip. Oh my goodness. Love that one. And then the last thing that I picked up just to bump me over to the $50 mark, or like a couple bucks over, was a $3 Sephora sharpener, so I just thought, this was like the only thing that was cheap enough. I didn't want to buy something random for $5 to $10 to bump me over, and I really didn't need anything else, so I just grabbed a small little thing. You can always use a sharpener. I'll probably put this one in like my travel bag or something, so that bumped me over the $50. They did have some pretty cool point perks, and I didn't get very many cool ones during the VIB sale, so I definitely took advantage of them this time around. And one of the 100 point perks was the Anastasia lip gloss in Potion, and I actually picked up the full size of the Anastasia gloss in my last video. I'll just link that video down in the description box in case I reference something, but I picked up the shade Vintage during the VIB sale. Love these glosses. They really don't move around very much. They're extremely pigmented, and they do stay put where you put them. They're not really sticky and tacky feeling, so I like them, and they do have like a cake batter scent. So this is Potion, really deep purple, almost black looking kind of gloss. So if you build it up on the lips like it is in the tube, it's a pretty striking shade. So that is a swatch of Potion with the full opacity on the back of my hand there. I did post a photo on Instagram showing a couple of my new lipsticks. It includes all 3 of these. Maybe I'll just insert it off to the side there so you can kind of see the lip shades on the lips. But you can actually shear this out and just take a little bit of it and just dab it around, and it actually looks really beautiful. So I got this one for free. And then I really love this primer from Laura Mercier, and I'm not a primer fan, so if I really like it, that says something. This is the Laura Mercier foundation primer in the Radiance version. It just gives a really nice glow to the skin. You can put this down before foundation, or you can actually mix it in with your foundation. There is a very small dab there, just so you can kind of get an idea of how radiant and glowy this looks on the face. This looks really beautiful under like more matte foundations. That's it there. I don't know if you can tell, but it does provide a really nice sheen, really nice glow to the skin. I have extremely dry skin, so I don't get that naturally like most people do. And then the other one that I picked up was from Makeup Forever, and I've been very, very intrigued by these. These are the new Makeup Forever Aqua XL eye pencils. These are supposed to be extra long-lasting waterproof eyeliners. So just a little mini guy. This one's in the shade M10, which is just the black one. So pretty decent size, I think. And I do have this at the outer corner of my eyes today. So I'm kind of testing it out for the first time right now. So I'll check back in with you guys and let you know how I like these. And then I saw that they had a code. It was for like the mystery bag samples. The one that I really wanted wasn't available, but I'm fine with this one because it has a lot of nice stuff. So I got the Professional little mini sample. I'm probably going to set this aside for a giveaway because I don't use this. I don't need it. And then this one was cool. This is the Sephora Mini Solid Brush Cleanser or Brush Cleaner. So it's like a little soap. It's like the Beauty Blender Solid that I use, so really happy about that one. I still have a ton of the Beauty Blender Solid left, so I'll just wait till I'm finished with that and put the little mini one from Sephora in the case that the Beauty Blender had. And then there is the Lancome Energy de Vie Smoothing and Plumping Pearly Lotion. No clue what this is. I'll have to look up some reviews on that. So this was all free. I was really excited about that. Another one of these Dr. Jar UV Sun Fluids. It has the SPF of 30. And this one actually doesn't break me out, so I can use this one under my makeup. There's a Daisy perfume sample. One of the Boscia Luminizing Black Masks. These are peel-off masks, and I actually have the full size of this that I'm trying to use up, so as soon as I'm done with that, I can break into this one. Also, another little mini sample of the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I really like this, and I got a free mini of this with my other haul video, so I was really happy about that. And then the last thing in here is a perfume sample from Atelier. So, not too bad. I thought overall I spent 35 bucks, so essentially I paid for this and I got everything else for free, and I am perfectly fine with that. So I'll move on to my Sephora Play Box. I actually did open this up and go through it when I filmed this previously, so it was a surprise then, it's not a surprise now, and I've actually tried out one of the products, so maybe that's a good thing. They just barely started doing it in Utah, I guess? I don't know. I've signed up for the email like, I don't know, 4 times now, and I just barely got approved to get the Sephora Play Box. So in case you're unaware, it's a $10 subscription that comes out every month, but I think with tax it's like $11.58, $11.68. Well, this is what the bag looks like, and I think they've started sending out different samples to some people depending on what your skin type is, what shade you are, if you have oily skin, if you have dry skin, blah blah blah, you know, kind of slightly customized. So the first item in here, this is the Estee Edit Dissolve the Drama 2-in-1 Makeup Cleanser. I'm actually pretty excited about this. I've never tried any Estee Lauder makeup removers. I also have this. I threw the box away since I filmed the video, but this is the Stella McCartney Pop perfume. Love this. I love her original Stella perfume. That one is so good to me. That one's a true fall and winter scent. This one is the same. I feel like this is more of a fall and winter scent, but I also feel like this one has just a little bit more sweetness to it. So if you like sweet perfumes and you don't like the Stella one, try her Pop perfume because it is so good. I really like this. I think it was tuberose and sandalwood in here. So good. Love me some sandalwood. And then there is the Sephora Ultra Shine Lip Gel, and this one's in Pinup Pink, number 17. Funny story is, in my finished 5 by Cinco de Mayo, I think that was last year. Yeah, that was last year. I had a little mini Sephora gloss looked exactly like this, but the name of it was Pin Up Pink Shiny. I kind of had a little inkling that maybe they had just reformulated the glosses and it was the exact same shade, and I honestly feel like it is because the little applicator here is exactly the same as it was in the one that I used up, and I don't think it was a gel lip gloss last time though. But anyway, that is the shade Pin Up Pink right there. It's just a pretty sheer, you know, lighter pink, brighter pink gloss, and if I recall correctly, they're not very sticky on the lips either. There was also I was excited about this one because I've never tried anything from Cover FX. This is their Cover FX Illuminating Primer, and you're supposed to put this down before you put foundation on. I used this yesterday, and I don't know, I kind of feel like this would be similar to the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer in Radiance that I just got a mini sample of. So I've got primer samples coming out of my ears and I hardly use them. Then there was a Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, and I actually have one of these, so I'm going to save the one that they sent me for a giveaway. I'll set that aside with the professional little sample. Anyway, this is the Caviar Stick in the shade Rose Gold. This is really pretty. I have a line on mine because I was going to toss it into my most recent Project 20 pan, but I added something else in instead. These are really cool products. These are my favorite kind of stick cream eyeshadow. So that is it right there. Beautiful color. You can actually put these down all over the lid and just wear them on their own as a cream shadow. You can put them down as a base and put a dry eyeshadow over the top. Depending on the color that you get, you could just toss them right into the crease and buff it out with a fluffy eyeshadow brush. Put it just right at the inner corners of your eyes. You can wear it as eyeliner if you have a dark enough shade, or you can even put it into your waterline and it lasts all day. So if you give this product about 15-20 seconds tops, it should be set, and it does not budge, or it doesn't move for me. These things are awesome. They're my favorite stick eyeshadows, like the cream eyeshadows. And then the last product that they sent me is right here. This is the Glam Glow Super Mud Clearing Treatment, and the only one of these that I've tried is the blue one. I think it's some kind of hydrating thing. And then I have this one out, the Thirsty Mud. So I'm excited to try this. I really like the Thirsty Mud one, so I'm hoping that I'll like this as well. So in my opinion, I really feel like this was a great little mini sampler box. If you were on the fence about it, I say try it out for a couple months. I really don't feel like you'll be disappointed. Finally, I have 3 products from Octoly. I'm really only gonna go into my thoughts and opinions on 2 of them. I'm still testing out the 3rd one. So with Octoly, if you're a YouTuber, you can go onto this website and it's like a huge store. And you can pick out the products that you want and send a request to the brand. So I sent a request to, say, Palladio, and if they accept it, then they'll send you the product out. So Octoly is kind of like the middleman. So if you were interested to receive some products for free to review on your YouTube channel, I'll leave a link down in the description box where you can sign up. So I don't know if you guys watch Cassie from Thrift, but I will link her channel down in the description box down there if I remember. I'll link a couple things down there for you guys, but I saw her review this product and it really made me want to go try him out. And she actually tried out this shade. This is the Palladio Velvet Matte Cream Lip Color. This is what it looks like here. And they have, you know, a handful of different colors. Most of them are relatively dark or darker than, you know, your everyday nude kind of colors. So if you want a bolder lip, definitely check these out. I really liked these. Well, I only have one, but I really like it. It's a little bit thicker than the Stila liquid lipstick, but it's not as thick as the Sephora cream lip stains, if that makes sense. So this is a shade Raw Silk right here. It's like a brownie nude, but it almost has a hint of purple to it. I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not, but so when they first go on, they're a little, I don't want to use the word moussey, but I guess I will. So they're a little moussey and then they dry down. Takes them maybe 10-15 minutes to dry down. Once they do dry down, you will still have a little bit of transfer, but they are so incredibly comfortable on the lips. I would probably go as far to say these are the most moisturizing and most comfortable and most forgiving liquid lipsticks that I've tried out. I probably wore this for about 6 hours and I was, you know, drinking, I was eating, and I thought for sure all the lipstick would come off. But I went and checked in the mirror and surprisingly, it looked like I had just applied my lipstick. It had, you know, some of the excess had come off but it was still a solid color. It was really nice. And it was so nice, in fact, that they have some like purpley shades and, you know, some brighter shades. I definitely want to pick up 1 or 2 more. I know they're sold at Sally's, they're sold at Ulta now, and Palladio, you know, you can purchase their products from Palladio.com. First time ever that this has happened, Palladio sent a little insert in with their product. So they actually gave me a promo code to give to you guys. It's not specifically correlated with my channel. I don't get a penny if you use the code. It's just a discount code for you guys if you wanted to order from the Palladio website. It's 15% off. I'll put the code right up here. It's just Palladio. Again, I can't stress it enough. I don't get anything. It's just a generic code. So that was really cool that they sent that code out, though. I haven't had any other brands do that. So the item that I'm still testing out, I was so excited that I got approved for this. I got the Dr. Brandt Needles No More 3D Filler Mask. This is the one that you can actually use on the smile lines, which is why I had ordered the other one for the wrinkles on the forehead. So this is what it looks like here. I'll just give you a quick rundown. Looks like this. It comes with a brush to apply it, and I'm going to test this out for a week because it says on the box after a week, you know, they would notice better results. So that's what I'm doing. I'll check back in with you guys in another video. And then the last product that was sent to me via Octoly was this lipstick from Real Her. And oh, I'm upside down. From Real Her right here. And this one's in the shade Be Yourself, Be Real Her. So initially, when I ordered this, it was supposed to be a 5-pack of lipsticks, like 5 different shades of lipsticks, and it was, you know, I wanted to do a swatch video for you guys and try them all on. But something happened with the shipment. I don't know quite, I'm not quite sure what happened still, but Anyway, I only have one, which I'm okay with. I really didn't need 5 more lipsticks being sent to me, especially after the VIB sale. This is the shade Be Yourself, Be Real Her, and it is a moisturizing lipstick. They have a ton of different oils and, you know, moisturizing ingredients in it. I'll list them right over here. So when you apply it to your lips, it's not drying. It's actually quite soft. It glides right on, I have to admit that. But I feel like because it glides on so easily, I feel like it bleeds outside of the lip lines. This one, you absolutely, no questions asked, you have to have a lip liner and you must blot this when you initially put it on. Every single time that I've worn it, it has bled outside of the lip lines right here at the inner, like the corners of my lips. It just bleeds outside of there. It feathers a little bit. I feel like if you're getting a shade that's a little bit lighter in tone and not so intense and not so vibrant, definitely feel like you could probably get away with it, but this is the shade right there swatched out. It does have that shiny, glossy finish. I'll do a live application and toss it up right here so you can actually see it. But I was kind of bummed out. I wish this was a matte lipstick. They do have like liquid lipsticks available that are matte, but this one, it just slides all over for me. I really wanted to like it because I really like what this brand stands for. They're all about empowering women. All of the names of their products are empowering, like the Be Yourself, Be Real Her. One of them was like Be Powerful. You know, things like that to remind you every time that you apply your lipstick to have positive thoughts about yourself. I know they're Leaping Bunny certified, cruelty-free. They don't have any parabens in their products. They also donate 20% of the proceeds to a charity. I'll list some details about the brand right up here for you guys, but I really wanted to like this. I was really bummed out about it. I'm gonna try and see if I can figure out some different ways to get this to work. Maybe just as a stain. I'll blot just a little bit on just for a stain, but it is just way too moisturizing of a lipstick to, you know, wear for an extended period of time. Anyway, those were all of the other products that didn't quite fit into my last haul video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.